Exactly 69 years ago today, arguably the world's most notorious UFO mystery began after an object crashed near a ranch in the desert on the outskirts of Roswell, New Mexico. Despite countless alien investigators poring over the evidence from the alleged UFO crash, which reportedly included aliens, both alive and dead inside the wreckage, the riddle has never been solved. The story goes that on July 7, 1947, rancher W. W. Brazel told Sheriff George Wilcox he had found something strange on his sheep ranch on the outskirts of Roswell. Mr. Brazel stumbled across some rubber, foil, and other debris on the ground and told the sheriff, who alerted the nearby Army Base airfield. Major Jesse Marcel, an intelligence officer, was sent to investigate. Mr. Marcel was apparently convinced that the rancher had found the world's first evidence of aliens, and what they were looking at were the remains of a flying saucer. He, in turn, reported this up the chain, prompting Duty Press Officer Walter Haut, at the now notorious Nevadan Area 51 base, to send this out in a news release. The following day's edition of the local paper, the Roswell Daily Record, unsurprisingly had the dream headline, "RAF Captures Flying Saucer on Ranch in Roswell Region." But next came a big U-turn and still no sign of actual aliens. Perhaps in 1947 people would have thought a cosmos-traveling flying saucer would be made from foil, rubber, tape, paper and wood, as Mr. Brazel found. But the day of the news report, the RAF retracted its original release and said what was found were the parts of a downed weather balloon. The paper duly printed a follow-up in which Mr. Brazel spoke of his embarrassment to have got worked up over nothing. But by now the snowball had started, and it was gathering pace. No one was interested in the follow-up story, and the original first went national and then global, even without the internet, and in Roswell, USA, the world's UFO capital, was born. It was also the birth of the conspiracy theorist, whereby the unimaginable is more likely to be the case than the rational. Instantly, claims were made that the military had found a craft, but they did not want news getting out, and the weather balloon story was quickly made up as a cover. But it appears to have taken several years before the aliens being found inside element of the story began. U.S. magazine Time did an investigation published on the Roswell incident, as it became known, on the 50th anniversary in July 1997. It said Stanton Friedman, a former nuclear physicist turned ufologist, was told in 1978 that a now retired Mr. Marcel had once handled the wreckage of a UFO. Mr. Friedman reportedly met Mr. Marcel, who remained convinced the debris was a flying saucer. This sparked him to investigate the 31-year-old case, seeking out other witnesses from the time. His book, The Roswell Incident, co-written by Charles Bulitz and published in 1980, saw the mystery revisited many times. There were many more articles and books, and hoaxers. In 1995 released a black-and-white video showing military medics carrying out a makeshift autopsy on an alien corpse, amid claims it was a leaked genuine recording from the incident in 1947. This was later proved a hoax, although many conspiracists and UFOers still refuse to accept that. Allegations of the cover-up grew so widespread that the Air Force eventually ran its own probe, at the end of which it published previously confidential information about a top-secret balloon tracking project that had been going at the same time in 1947, which it was said explained the found remains. It has remained one of the world's biggest conspiracy theories and UFO cases. In May 2015, a photograph purporting to be of one of the dead aliens taken at time was unveiled, but later discovered to be nothing more than a mummified human child in a museum display case. Some people have always insisted it was a flying saucer. Walter Haut died in 2007, insisting that after earlier founding Roswell's UFO museum, which remains open. One thing seems clear: even if the truth is out, the believers of the Roswell UFO crash will not go away, and theories will continue to abound. On the AlienUFOresearch.com website today, under the special Roswell section, it still lists the 1995 hoax footage as being genuine leaked material. The website says, "Was there a government cover-up of a UFO or aliens in the Roswell crash? What exactly went on at Area 51? It isn't as widely known, but there were actually 2 crash sites. Did the government acknowledge the first, only to say it was a high-tech weather balloon test that crashed, to divert attention away from a second and more important UFO crash site? Why, if nothing went on, is the crash site and Area 51 still in lockdown after many decades? Don't believe everything you are told. Do your research and decide for yourself what really happened that night in Roswell." Thank you for hearing. Watch more videos at www.5la.net.